Tonight on News 5 Live, in a shocking turn of events, George Brown was tragically stabbed to death by his brother-in-law in Hopkins Village, all over a heated argument about a jacket. Meanwhile, the Belize Police Department has some good news to share. Major crimes have decreased for the second year in a row in 2024. On the political front, Prime Minister Briceño is keeping everyone guessing about the date for the 2025 general elections. And in other news, Maria Rodriguez is being recommended as the next Auditor General. Stay tuned for these stories and more coming up shortly.
Hundred reasons to step back. But when you achieve your goal, they will follow you. Gorilla, make some noise.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, January 8th. I am Sabrina Daly. It's not the kind of tragedy we hear about often, but this morning in Hopkins Village, a man fatally stabbed his young brother-in-law over a jacket. The incident happened sometime before 8. An eyewitness who was walking with the victim shared what he saw, while the victim's sister recounted how the accused also tried to attack her when she rushed to help her brother. The situation escalated when the police arrived to detain the suspect. Friends of the deceased followed him to his yard, where he armed himself with a machete and chased after them, while the two police officers tried to regain control. News 5's Marian Ali has more on this shocking incident.
George Brown was just days away from celebrating his 19th birthday, but tragically, he didn't make it. Early this morning, before 8, he got into a heated altercation with his brother-in-law, 37-year-old Stephen Flores. Luke Castillo, George's cousin, was walking with him and witnessed the entire incident.
On our way to George's house, we call it happened, we walk down this lane, and as we about to reach the back lane, we see the guy who got a jacket, he brought the car riding for a bicycle. Well, look like for he he don't come with intention, So when he see we, he just jump off of his bicycle and raise for his bicycle and throw it after my cousin and hit her in the face. And my cousin, the same one, he hit my cousin in the face with the bicycle. He threw it after my cousin. And my cousin stagger back about 3 feet back, And that will make my cousin get vexed and charge into and give about 2 punch. So they made like a close fist fight. They threw a fist. And I see the moment when he haul out the knife and joke my cousin and all. And I see the moment when he haul out the knife. When they done fight, I see my cousin run away towards his house. But he never did reach home. He collapsed by one of his auntie house.
Castillo shared that George Brown had stopped by just a few minutes earlier, mentioning that he had spotted Stephen Flores wearing his jacket. When George asked Flores for it back, things quickly escalated into an argument.
He probably got his jacket and he probably want to give his jacket. Only that he tell we father that convo stop, we just to chill. And father we decide to take a walk by his house, the deceased George house.
The two cousins were on their way to Brown's house for their usual morning coffee when they ran into the accused who confronted Brown. Avril Kelly, the victim's sister and the common-law wife of the accused, shared with News 5 that in the 8 years she has lived with Flores, he has struggled with anger management issues. However, she never imagined things would spiral so drastically out of control.
What he did to my brother is unforgivable, unbelievable. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe my brother dead, like my little brother dead by the person who I live with. This is my brother's special jacket. He loved this jacket. I beg her to lend me this jacket if I go to work. I go to work 4 o'clock in the morning. So I beg her for the jacket because it rain lately, so I beg her. I had to beg her because he don't want to lend me. I beg her and he tell me, no make he wear my jacket. That's what my brother told me. And this morning, I forget, it was drizzling this morning. I was supposed to wear the jacket this morning, but I forgot the jacket at home. I know he's an angry person, but to kill somebody, I never expect that.
But the violence didn't stop there. Avril's younger sister, Shanice Kelly, shared that when she heard what had happened, she rushed to help her brother. Shockingly, the accused then tried to stab her as well.
When I got there, my brother-in-law was still there with the knife in his hand, like still angry, trying to attack me, my little sister, my cousin. You know, he was still not done.
When the police arrived at the accused's home to detain him, a group of Brown's friends shouted at him in anger, furious over the fact that he had just killed their friend. This video shows the group following Flores, angrily accusing him of killing Brown. When Flores is heard admitting to it, the group runs after him, throwing rocks, while the police fired warning shots. The shots did nothing to calm the situation. Flores runs inside his house, grabs a machete, and comes out chasing the retreating group. All this unfolds in front of 2 police officers who never handcuffed Flores when they arrived. Today, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams shared what investigators have learned about the homicide.
I was made to understand from briefing is that this young man may had given a girl a jacket that belonged to him to use, and he went out and he saw the jacket that he gave to the girl on another man, and he went to retrieve the jacket from the other man, and that resulted in a fight during which one of them was stabbed fatally. The police is looking at the matter now. We're treating it as a murder at this time. Unless there is some element of self-defense that he may raise, then the file will then have to go to the DPP for directives.
Luke Castillo is heartbroken that his friend was taken so senselessly right in front of him today. His family is devastated, knowing that instead of celebrating his birthday, they now have to plan his funeral.
Every morning, our daily routine, every morning we all link up at my house and drink coffee. If I had cream on that morning and my house that me happen to God. Just the other day, me and he gone for a fishing tour. You know, the day before we gone for a fishing tour, me here, my nana cousin, happily, you know. We never know this may happen, you know. We come in, we sell with fish, you know, everything. Man, it's really sad, man. I really broke hearted right now, man. I really don't. I can't believe it.
We normally have dinner, bake, cook, and have dinner as a family. That's what we normally do. That's what we were going to do next week, you understand? And then now, instead of planning his birthday, we have to plan a funeral.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
For the second year in a row, the Belize Police Department is celebrating a murder rate below 100 victims. In 2024, 89 murders were recorded, a slight increase from the 87 in the previous year. Today, the Belize Police Department presented the 2024 crime statistics using data from the ComStat report. According to the report, major crime is down by 16%, despite the slight increase in murders. Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa and Commissioner of Police Chester Williams provided more details on the findings.
Overall, we had a reduction of 16% in major crime and a slight increase in homicide or murders. In other words, murders went from 87 2023 to to 89, 2024. Overall major crime for 2024 was currently is 1,075. So Eastern Division accounted for a decrease of 24% in major crime when I compared last year to 2023. Also, Eastern Division represented 18% reduction in homicide. And I can say to you that 2024 is the only year in history I could recall where Eastern Division does not account for more than half of the country's murder count. In other words, of the 89 murders committed in 2024, Eastern Division had 39, which is less than half.
I am satisfied specifically with the performance of our police department in the second half of 2024. The first half, as you would recall, we had a sharp increase in the number of domestic murders. I believe for the first time in a long time, domestic related murders or crimes of jealousy, so to speak, actually were more, I think 18 in 2024 compared to gang related murders, which were 17 in 2024. And so that is of great concern, and the importance of a meeting, a session like this with COMSTAT is not just to review the last quarter of 2024, but all of 2024 to see how much we can better the strategies that we formulate moving into 2025.
At today's presentation of the 2024 COMSTAT report, which tracks crime trends in specific regions, a significant drop in crime was noted for the Eastern Division. This decrease played a big role in the overall reduction of major crimes last year. Some may remember that 2024 saw a worrying number of murders, leading to the police declaring a state of emergency. Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa and Commissioner of Police Chester Williams shared insights into what other factors contributed to this impressive reduction in crime in the Eastern Division.
We always want to keep it below 100. This year, it might be wishful thinking, but one day I want to see it go below 50 murders. I know that we can't prevent all crimes, especially crimes of passion, that the police are not going to be at the scene for something like that. But certainly we can see where the second half of 2024 proved to us that peace is possible, particularly in the Eastern Division, where we saw a remarkable reduction overall, not just in homicides, but also in major crimes. And so that is what we're utilizing these numbers in creating our strategies for 2025.
There's a lot that we did in Eastern Division in 2024. We sent in additional resources from SPU and MIT. The GI3 were retasked to look at certain things. We have the LIU that do run those programs with the at-risk youths. And we do have Brother Nuri and Fotegongara who meets twice weekly with those persons who are under the last SOE. And the commanders on the ground, Mr. Romero, and in particular, Senior Superintendent Dehian Agustin, who is the commander of Division 1, because Division 1 is the area that has that decrease. I believe they did an exceptional job along with the two precinct commanders, Mr. Pat and Mr. Mendes, who commands Precinct 1 and Precinct 2. But most importantly, I think that we need to give credit to the foot soldiers, the constables and the corporals and the sergeants who hit the pavements every day. They are the ones who ensured that our policing plan was fully implemented and that we get the results that we received at the end of the year.
2025 has started on a grim note, with Belize recording its second murder of the year. The first was 59-year-old fisherman Godfrey Hyde Jr. from Belize City, who was found shot to death on Saturday morning at a fishing camp on the Turnif Atolls. The violence continued into the early hours of Sunday morning, with reports of 2 homes being shot up in Corozal district, one in Corozal town and the other in Ranchito village. We spoke with Commissioner of Police Chester Williams for an update on these incidents, and he mentioned that the police suspect, they may be drug-related.
The Turnip matter is one that we're looking at, and from all indications, again, I'm not going to say that this is conclusive, but from all indications we're getting, that it may be drug-related. Information suggests is that the person who was killed might have found some drugs, and or people believe that he might have found some drugs, and that was the reason why they went after him to try and get those drugs. Apparently he did not surrender them, and so what happened happened. We have a team of officers and Coast Guard who are in the area doing some searches. Again, we do anticipate that there may be more persons involved, and so we need to do what needs to be done to prevent any further violence in the coastal area of Belize.
Relating back to those shootings that happened in Corozal, one in Ranchito and one in Corozal town, do you know if they are related to each other since the timing and places were so close?
At this time, no, I cannot say. No.
So you have no leads on that so far?
No, we have some information, but nothing tangible at this time, no.
Interpersonal dispute, rivalry, or external elements like narcotics?
Well, from what the information we're getting, that it might have been perpetrated by some group from Belize City. So we're looking at it though.
Rivalry?
Not rivalry, it could be drug related, but we're looking at it.
In recent years, Belize has seen a troubling increase in drug-related violence, exacerbated by the flow of drugs across its borders. This issue is particularly worrisome in the northern region of the country. Several recent crimes, including the double murder of cousins Marvin Cante and Juan Raimundo, have been linked to drugs. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams assures that the police are not turning a blind eye to these serious concerns.
Certainly, if we do not do anything and remain numb to the situation, it is going to create some problem for us. But that is not what we are about. We are a department that strive to be proactive, and that's the reason why we have in place the northern operations. And the northern operations have now become a permanent feature of our policing strategy for the north. And so even in our budget that we submitted for 2025-2026, it includes the northern operations to remain in place. And certainly we have to be concerned. Narcotics is an issue, not just in Belize, but across the region. And when it comes into our country, people try as best as they can to get it. For whatever reasons, I guess it's because they believe that it's a good sell. And so once people know you have drugs, you become a target. And that is something that we're seeing, we saw in 2024, and we need to ensure that we do as best as we can to not have those incidents in 2025. And so what am I briefing to my commanders this morning in terms of our way forward for 2025 is to make sure that we are extremely proactive in what we do in terms of addressing crime. We cannot be reactive. Policing is about preserving order, and as a department working to our partners, we'll do as best as we can to be proactive in ensuring that we stem these things from occurring. Yes, there are going to be some that is going to occur because it will not be known to us. But once we get whims of certain things happening, we will ensure we address it before it escalates.
Coming up, PM Bersenio keeps election date close to the vest.
My name is Hermine Vega. El Patio Grill has been using Belize Bank for over 25 years. We only use Belize Bank at our restaurant. That's why we were able to win this trip to Europe. I had never been to Europe. We found out it was Madrid, and we were excited, and we went to this football match. The teams reached before the game, and everybody was just outside, you know. You can't explain. The noise just roared like 3 blocks down the street, but when you got in there and you saw 70,000 people in there, that was amazing. I couldn't believe it was happening. I had to pinch myself to make sure it was real, you know. because it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd say. My lucky plus one was my son. He's 18 years old, so he was really excited and he enjoyed it as well. He said it's his best trip ever, so it's a priceless experience that we got. Belize Bank has always been there for me. Whatever transactions or whatever I need to do, they're always there for me. I would recommend everybody to use Belize Bank. It's the oldest bank in our country and they continue to do their best.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal. Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y el fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno. Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
Coming up, these chefs and mixologists produce their creative best for their biggest party yet. This steel band has been making a difference for over 40 years. An island filled with beauty, a vibrant culture, and an iconic natural attraction. Now, where can this be? It's all next on this station.
The date for the 2025 general elections is still a mystery. But Prime Minister John Bersenio has hinted that the national vote will probably happen before June. He also noted that despite their best efforts, he doesn't expect the People's United Party to win all 31 seats in the House of Representatives. However, if the PUP does manage to sweep the polls and eliminate their political opponents, the Prime Minister says they'll deal with that situation when it arises.
If I may ask, will it be the first half of this year, the last half of this year?
Whilst I've not decided, but I think it's going to be more towards the first half of this year.
And if there's a clean sweep, would you appoint persons from losing political parties to oversight bodies like the Election and Boundaries Commission and push forth with such appointments for the Senate, the three Senate seats reserved for the opposition?
Why are you wishing this on me? It would sound good, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we are going to fight to win all 31 seats like in every election. But at the end of the day, we have to respect the wishes of the people, of the Belizean people, and if they should decide to give us the 31 seats, it's something that we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. So let's put it that way.
But what if the Prime Minister suddenly announced elections for tomorrow? How prepared is the United Democratic Party, especially with all their internal conflicts and leadership battle? Let's hear what opposition leader Shine Barrow has to say about their readiness.
If the Prime Minister was to call the elections tomorrow with a 30-day window for campaigning and getting your act together, in a manner of speaking, how prepared are you and the United Democratic Party?
We have been campaigning and we are prepared. We have intensified our campaign in recent months and weeks, and we continue to intensify, and we are ready to go. As I said, we have some remarkable candidates, and even the new candidates that have come on board are all formidable. David Almendarez has been doing tremendous groundwork. He lives in Belize Rural Central, unlike some candidates that don't actually live in the constituency. So our people are hitting the ground, and that is a part of the regional meetings that we have been having. I've been on this party leader tour of sorts to meet with the regional standard bearers to ensure that they are ready, and so we are doing that. If the elections are called tomorrow, we'll be ready for those 30 days.
The United Democratic Party's Alliance for Democracy faction, led by Tracy Tager-Panton, has just set up a new headquarters on Euphrates Avenue, right in the heart of Mesopotamia Area Representative Shine Barrow's territory. This faction has been clashing with the leader of the opposition in a fiery dispute that has even reached the High Court. We've learned that the building they're using belongs to businessman and UDP stalwart Lee Mark Chang. Interestingly, Chang, who owns Chonsan Palace, is gearing up to challenge Barrow in that constituency. On Tuesday, Tager-Panton opened up about why the alliance is so firmly against Shine Barrow's leadership. She didn't hold back in explaining their strong opposition.
What we are trying to defend is our democracy, our right to have a voice, our right to have a say, our right for our voices to be heard internally and externally. That does not constitute a third party, and we have never suggested that we were forming a third party. We maintain, and we will continue to maintain, that we are members of the United Democratic Party.
For months now, the United Democratic Party's internal squabbles have been splashed across the headlines. The drama even escalated to the courtroom, with party leader Moses Shine Barrow and Albert Area Representative Tracy Tager-Panton at the center of an attempted leadership ousting. Despite these ongoing issues, they are gearing up for the 2025 general elections, which could be called any day now. Caribbean Shores Area Representative Karim Musa has weighed in on the opposition's turmoil as the election looms closer.
It clearly demonstrates that there has been no sort of meaningful mediation within the opposition United Democratic Party. Personally, if I were to objectively assess what has taken place within the UDP over the last few months, I would say that Honorable Tracy might have jumped the gun. I think that what Shine now recognizes within his own party is that if he can eliminate the threats, meaning Tracy, meaning John Saldiva, Patrick Farber, and not have them run on the UDP ticket, which I think is his objective, then he has a clear path to continue his leadership for 2030. Because they cannot run if they're not UDP area representatives. They cannot run for leader. And so you have to look at what his objective is. So him gathering these no names, so to speak, is just filling vacancies at this point. I don't think he expects any of them to win. He just wants to win his seat so that he can continue to be leader.
Which he might also face a challenge from a man you know to be very formidable, Lee Mark Chang.
In Mesopotamia, yes, and so they're really setting off each other. If Hot Mess were a party, I think the UDP would fill that description quite adequately.
A panel of 3, including Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie, Financial Secretary Joseph Waite, and CEO Rolando Zetina, has recommended Maria Rodriguez for the role of the next Auditor General. On Tuesday, CabSec Leslie shared this recommendation with the Cabinet. Next, it will be presented to the House of Representatives, the Upper House, and the Governor General for approval.
Yes, we went through the process. We advertised that 3 persons applied. We had the Cabinet Secretary, the Financial Secretary, and the CEO for the Public Service that did the interview process. Each one of them were interviewed extensively. And the Cabinet Secretary informed Cabinet yesterday that they will be recommending the deputy, I'm trying to remember the lady, is it Rodriguez? Maria Rodriguez. They will be recommending her as to take over the post of the Auditor General. Obviously, that is something that has to be approved by the legislature. So at the next House meeting, we're going to present it and hope and expect that we will accept the recommendation that has been made. And then it goes to the Senate and then to the Governor General.
After the break, Home Affairs Minister says he hopes there will be no more need for SOEs. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Connectivity to every corner of Belize with our Digi on-the-go mobile store.
Ma, Digi dia.
Digi dia. Don't say. Sign up for the fastest, most reliable home fiber service, purchase the latest device, or explore our wide range of services. This one-of-a-kind mobile store has it all. Our dedicated team brings the same high-quality in-store experience to you, ensuring you stay connected with friends, family, and the world.
You guys bringing the mobile here, it's really helpful, saving a lot of money for people going from the town, especially like in Punta Gorda, which is 25 miles away from here, which will cost a couple dollars for them to reach there. So having these caravan here, it's a lot easier, it's a lot cheaper, and you know, people are taking advantage. As you can see, we have a lot of people coming out today to purchase some of these devices, top-ups and even postpaid that they're eager to have, no?
Digi is connecting Belize one community at a time. Look out for the Digi on-the-go mobile store with exclusive deals and offers in a community near you. Follow us on our Digi Facebook page to see where we will be next.
Digi, our national telecom.
Take control with My Social Security, your secure online account to manage all your social security information. To create a My Social Security account, you must be 14 years or older and have a valid email address. Visit the My Social Security self-service portal at ssbportal.org.bz. Click on Create Account. Enter your date of birth and phone number. Next, verify your email address to continue. To verify, simply enter your email address and click the Send Verification button. Enter the verification code sent to your email inbox to proceed. Next, create a password that meets the requirements. Enter the name and select a reason for your account. Then click Create. Your My Social Security account was successfully created. Your information security is our priority. If you have a social security number, click Link My SSN to link your social security number to your account and activate using the steps in your confirmation email. If you do not have a social security number, click Register with SSB. You're now ready to truly experience social security at your fingertips.
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Power on with confidence. Design Depot brings you an attractive selection of GE appliances, including microwaves, washers, dryers, refrigerators, dishwashers, countertop appliances, and more. We understand the importance of appliances that not only endure, but also excel in performance. As your trusted GE USA authorized dealer, we stand for reliability and performance, ensuring that you can power on with confidence. Visit us today and power on with efficient, reliable, and energy-saving solutions with GE appliances from Design Depot.
Design Depot, all in one place.
It's clearly documented that we have been having, as a planet, an increase in incidence of cancers. Remember, cancer is a genetic disease.
When you now look at somebody's DNA or their genetics, it can tell you everything about a person. So what we use next generation sequencing to do in particular is to look at hereditary cases of diseases.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Last week, we reported that the contract between Kobe Foundation, which has been managing the Belize Central Prison since 2002, and the government of Belize had not been renewed. This left many wondering about the future management of the prison. However, Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa cleared things up today, announcing that a meeting was held to renew the contract and address the concerns of both parties. Here's more on that.
Whenever there is the ending of the contract, we do have a discussion with Kobe Foundation on the way forward. We're actually having that meeting right now as we speak. My CEO is meeting with them, and I'm heading over there to see. And both sides have concerns in terms of the management, and so we're going to see if we can renew that contract.
For the past 2 years, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams has praised the Belize Police Department for their efforts in keeping the country's murder rate below 100 victims. In 2024, Belize recorded 89 murder victims, just 2 more than the previous year. When asked about these numbers, Commissioner Williams was questioned if he was ignoring directives from the Director of Public Prosecution to charge some of the alleged perpetrators with murder to keep the official count lower. Here's his response. States of emergency, SOEs, have played a role in lowering the murder rate, but they also strip away the rights of citizens who fall under suspicious profiles or suspected gang members. These individuals can be detained by the state for as long as necessary to maintain or restore peace. However, today, Minister of Police Karim Musa shared his hope with the media that there won't be a need for an SOE in 2025.
Like Minister have said to you, as a department, we employ every tool possible to secure the peace of our people. SOE is not something that we use willingly. It is something that we use sparingly and in exceptional circumstances. If the need should present itself that we need an SOE, certainly I'll be the first to recommend to the Minister to do it, because at the end of the day, we must do what is right to secure our people, including to secure those same young men who have issues with each other. I can tell you that even sometimes their own family members are asking for it, because they believe that if it is not done, they are going to lose their loved ones. So if the need presents itself, yes, but if there is not a need to do it, then we would happily move on without any SOE.
Last week, we reported on the dramatic feud between cousin Shania and police officer Lynette Dominguez, both charged with harm after a violent altercation in Biscayne Village. 25-year-old Shania claims that her 33-year-old cousin, Lynette, and her 18-year-old nephew broke down her door, ransacked her home, and injured her. On the other hand, the other parties allege that Shania threw hot water on the nephew. After all three were charged with harm, Shania spoke out, alleging that Paul Ferguson, the driver for the Minister of Home Affairs, was at the scene supporting Lynette. She further claims that Ferguson threatened to use his connections in the police department to sway the case in Lynette's favor. However, Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa denies any influence from Ferguson in police matters.
First of all, you have to understand, when you say Paul Ferguson was involved in a domestic situation, he was not involved in anything. He was at the scene with a friend who was involved, who was allegedly involved. So let's get the facts correct. You have to look at the facts of that case. It is a long-standing rift between family members, which resulted in one side throwing water. She admitted to throwing water, albeit she's saying it wasn't hot, and then the other side reacting. Right. Paul Ferguson being there, I believe, was to support his friend. But he did nothing else in terms of intervention, because I feel that the media and this individual who is aggrieved felt that somehow they wanted to say that that is the reason the person wasn't charged. But the Compol can tell you, we insisted that that officer be charged and was charged with harm, even though it could quite possibly have been a case of defense of others. If someone throws hot water on your family member and you react, that could be defense of others, which is a full legal defense. But in this particular case, it was important that the officer also be charged so that that matter can be properly ventilated before the courts. Paul Ferguson has access to the motor vehicle. He is my driver. So I don't see what that issue is.
But should he have exercised discretion in the use of the ministerial vehicle when he knows that you're entering, as an outsider, into a thorny situation?
So how is he supposed to get from point A to point B is what I'm saying.
Well, his ride is not, but that is state to pay for that, sir.
I agree, but I work on weekends as well, Mr. Vasquez. Yeah. So he has that vehicle to pick me up, to take me to...
That's not his personal vehicle, sir.
It's not his personal vehicle, I agree. I agree with you.
When we return, how does GOB plan to address drivers' license shortage?
Are you looking for a career where success has vast potential? As an agent with RFNG Life Insurance, you'll be a part of a dynamic team that values ambition and hard work. Our agents enjoy numerous benefits, including flexible working hours, high earning potential, and thorough training programs. Why is becoming an agent important? Because you get to shape your future. You will help clients achieve their dreams, and in doing so, you'll achieve yours. Starting on your first day, you'll receive thorough training and continuous professional development. Our cutting-edge tools and resources will equip you to excel in the field. Achieving your goals as an agent is simple with our well-defined roadmap to success. We provide mentorship, performance incentive, and a vibrant community to help you stay motivated and on track. Our support network is second to none. You'll have access to experienced mentors, a collaborative team environment, and recognition programs that help you celebrate your milestones and achievements. Contact us today and become a part of something extraordinary. RFNG Life Insurance, your future, our commitment.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V department store. At the V, you'll find a vast array of products at unbeatable prices, from basic groceries and cutting-edge electronics to home essentials and, yes, stunning furniture as well. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at The V, conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
That I know you love them all incandescent light, but they like give off a lot of heat, easy for broke, and use more than 5 times the energy. This here, we going LED, okay? Let it go. Okay, let it go.
Making the change to LED this holiday season can make a big difference in your energy usage. Talk to your family about energy management today. Do a little, conserve a lot. Need help? The BEL 24/7 app has tools to get you on the right track. Download today and let's talk energy management.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected. Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
It's clearly documented that we have been having, as a planet, an increase in incidence of cancers. And remember, cancer is a genetic disease.
When you now look at somebody's DNA or their genetics, it can tell you everything about a person. So what we use next generation sequencing to do in particular is to look at hereditary cases of diseases.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
The sugar roads in northern Belize are in rough shape, making it really difficult for cane farmers to transport their harvest to the mill. Even though the new sugar crop season started on December 27th, deliveries have been slow, which is impacting sugar production at Tower Hill. On Tuesday, industry stakeholders like the Corozal Cane Farmers, Cane Producers Association and ASR BSI shared their thoughts on the issues and its impacts on the sector. This morning, Prime Minister John Briceño addressed his voice to the discussion, speaking on behalf of the government of Belize.
Well, the sugar roads, look at the weather. We have set aside the monies, we've signed contracts, but I constantly tell our farmers, we will be wasting money if we try to fix the road right now, because then 1 day later, 2 days later, it's going to break up. So we have the money, we've signed the contracts, we've set aside even another $1 million plus to be able to fix the sugar roads. But until the weather clears up and it dries up, there's not much that we can do.
President-elect Donald Trump has issued a stark warning, threatening to deport large numbers of Mexican and Latin American immigrants from the United States once he takes office later this month. Many countries are on edge, including Honduras, where President Xiomara Castro has suggested ending U.S. military cooperation. But what about Belize? Will the Briceño administration bow to U.S. pressure and accept deportees, many of whom are considered violent criminals? Here's Prime Minister Briceño's response to that question.
Will Belize accept being a third country for the U.S. to deport Venezuelans, Haitians, and Nicaraguans too? There are many indications that Guatemala may agree to this.
No, we're not accepting.
Sir, I wanted you to ask you to expound on a question my colleague asked regarding the refugee migration to Belize. If the U.S. puts these pressures on us, how are we going to manage those pressures?
We are a sovereign nation, and they cannot force us to accept people that are not citizens of this country. And as far as I'm concerned, we are not going to accept any citizen that is not Belizeans. Any Belizean that they send back, we welcome them. We need workers, so we don't have a problem with that.
On Tuesday, vehicle owners voiced their frustrations over the delays at the Department of Transport, struggling to get their driver's licenses and vehicle stickers on time. Earlier today, Prime Minister John Briceño acknowledged the inconvenience and outlined how his government plans to resolve the issue.
Before that host meeting, I did meet with Minister Ferguson and the acting CEO, Shal. And what they did, they ordered a large number of license plates and stickers. And what has happened is that, as what CEO Shal confessed, that he did not know to the extent of the need that was out there, and that's why that's finished. We already have another order, and I'm to check with the Ministry of Finance to see if they have already made the payment. But an order has already been made that with this order we should be able to address all the needs going forward.
Despite the Belize Peace Movement filing a claim in the High Court, Prime Minister John Briceño says there's just not enough time to conduct a redistricting exercise before the upcoming general election. He also touched on the controversial practice of handout politics, a tactic used by both major parties.
I don't think that was filed properly, but more importantly, we have to be also practical. Whilst I firmly believe that there must be redistricting, unfortunately, it's still in the National Assembly. Until that comes out from there, then you can have the real proceed with it. But the truth of the matter is that election is upon us, and I don't think we'll have enough time to be able to do the proper delineation and the lists and having the different representatives to be able to know who's going to be in the area or not. So it's something that I will definitely give special and urgent attention if we're giving the opportunity to form the next government.
What plans does the government have to mitigate this whole practice by both parties to buy or influence votes using money, handouts, whatever?
I don't think, well, certainly it's a practice that we try not to encourage because, well, it's very costly. And so I know a lot of times people in the NGO community and even you in the media tell us about, you talk about political finance reform. Well, there's nothing to reform. We need to have political finance legislation. And I wish we could have one, but one that's practical, one that's workable, because then that would then allow us to spend less money. So I would love to have something that can work.
Up next, Compal blames inspectors for their own payroll issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections, pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
The Ministry of Sustainable Development and Climate Change through the Department of the Environment, Belize Solid Waste Management Authority, in collaboration with Belize Recyclers Association, the Scouts Association, and Oceana Belize presents National Cleanup Day 2025 under the theme Our Belize, Our Responsibility. Pin it. Join us on Saturday, January 18, 2025, starting at 6 a.m. for a countrywide activity calling on schools, churches, communities, leaders, youth group, government ministries, NGOs, and individuals across the country to organize your own event. Select a location in your community and register today. In honor of Honorable George Price on National Service Day, we invite you to join us in keeping our communities clean, whether it's picking up trash along the highways, streets, and rivers, beautifying a park, painting a public space, or planting a tree. Your efforts can make a meaningful impact. Choose a location in your community. Register online today by visiting the Ministry and the Department of the Environment Facebook pages or contact any of our partner organizations. Deadline for registration is January 6, 2025. We need champions like you to make a huge impact. It's simple yet powerful way to improve the environment and create a beautiful, cleaner and safer place for all of us. For more information, call 828-4855 or 822-0160. Let's unite for a cleaner Belize.
In Belize, we value our families, we value our communities, we value our neighbors. 90% of Belizeans think it's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect society at its best. 94% of Belizeans agree that public spaces in Belize should be more accessible to people living with disabilities. In Belize, we believe in fair treatment and supporting one another. We know that our beautiful country is at its best when we come together for the greater good. 2 out of 3 Belizeans support a new law to prevent discrimination in employment and public spaces. It shouldn't matter where we come from, who we love, or what we look like. Belizeans deserve to live our best lives. It's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect our society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams has been at the helm for 6 years, making him the longest-serving police commissioner in Belize's history. Appointed during the UDP's last administration, Williams is now preparing to step down. Reflecting on his tenure, he shared the key factors that contributed to his successful term.
6 years is a lot. It's a long time. I am the most senior police chief in Central America and the Caribbean in terms of years as police chief, and I could not have survived this long as the Commissioner of Police had it not been for the support of my commanders and every police officers out there. I know at times my drive is not something that is pleasing to them, but I am a fierce leader, just as you are. When it's time to get tough, I can be the toughest person you meet. And when it's time to be soft, I can be the softest person. Leadership for me is about adjusting your attitude based on situations and knowing what to do and when to do certain things. And if you as a leader cannot make that adjustment, you're going to be in problems, because as much as I may curse out my commanders at time, when I'm done with them, I'm done. We move on from there, like nothing ever happened, you know. And that is one thing I think they respect me for, because they know that when I come hard at them, it's because I want to see them doing better, you know. So I basically made them into something more tougher. So having reached this milestone now, I am not saying that I am leaving now, but certainly I have started to contemplate on my next plan, my next move, what I will do after this. Yes, I'm an attorney. I have a profession I can go to, but believe you me, I have fight all my life to put criminals behind bars. I don't see myself fighting to take them out. So going into private practice as an attorney is not something I'm thinking of at this time. My hope is that when I leave from here as commissioner, I can continue in public service. That would be my desire.
Some police inspectors have been grumbling about still receiving sergeant level pay despite their promotions. Today, Commissioner Williams shed some light on the issue, pointing out that the problem often lies with the very people complaining. He explained that many of the newly promoted inspectors haven't submitted their increment forms to adjust their salaries. This oversight was flagged as recently as last week.
One of the issues we have is that these same people who are complaining, many a times, they are their own problem. Every year, you are told to make sure that you fill out your appraisal forms and submit the appraisal forms in time. The policy is that you must do your appraisal 3 months before your incremental date. Some of these same inspectors, we have to be running behind them to submit their appraisal forms. If you get promoted to inspector, your salary would change. You would no longer get a sergeant salary, you get an inspector salary. How will the PA unit in the public service adjust your salary from sergeant to inspector if your current salary as a sergeant is not correct because you have not submitted your increment form? They cannot do it. Even up to last week, the AO had to be running behind some of them whose name has been submitted for promotion, and the public service and the Governor General is asking for the appraisal forms, and we can't even get it. So here we are pushing for them to be promoted, but they are unwilling to do their part to secure their promotion.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.